Everybody hears about the Chromebooks out there and they love them, right? They love them because they're slick and they're sleek and they have great battery life and they're powerful. They have amazing screens. This Lenovo is one of the manufacturers that manufactures a lot of the other companies out there, one of the top brands ever. And I love them. You see a lot of Lenovo's, a lot of executives buy Lenovo's. I always see them, guys on the plane and all dressed up. I'm like, oh, he's got a Lenovo, because they know the quality is amazing. However, you normally pay a premium for Lenovo. We did it today. The last time I had it, we put it on sale for $299. And that was back in, let me look at the date here. It was back in May, actually. It was months and months ago. We have it today at another $50 off. It'll never go below this price with free shipping for $249.99. So some of the big buttons on this, and then I'll let Joe take over. You have all the latest HD technologies, all right? It's sleek and stylish. It has the built-in antivirus. You don't have to worry about buying a separate virus device. You know, like a lot of the Apple products, you love them because you don't have to deal with viruses. You'll never have to deal with that. You have dual band Wi-Fi in here and Bluetooth, of course. 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. So this thing is ready to go. It comes with a 2-year warranty and a full year of technical support as well. So top to bottom, you can't be a 10-hour battery too. Joe Harrison's here. Hey, buddy.
Good morning, guys. Great to be here.
It's always fun to sell the Lenovo Chromebook because it's such a great product. And when we have to demonstrate things on air, because you know, every computer company is different, and every computer will work different in a studio like this, right? Where you have lots of electronics. This thing, in this environment, fires up. It is so great to see that. And it's not that the other ones are inferior, it's just that they're different electronics. This one always works. So you know this is gonna work wherever you go. Why do you love this, Joe?
Well, I love it. First off, when you think about Lenovo as a brand, they're the #1 PC manufacturer on the planet. More people buy a Lenovo than any other products that are out there. And the great thing about this is this has some of the latest technology when it comes to Lenovo. You're probably looking at that price thinking, this is just too good to be true. What did they take out of this thing? But one thing Guy mentioned is that he talked about how great it works in the studio. And you've seen us do a lot of live demonstrations. We always say, oh, the Wi-Fi went out, something happened to it. This one, they want to make sure that Wi-Fi doesn't go out, because they actually have 2 antennas that are built in. So when you're connected, you stay connected. And this was the reason why Google came out with the Chrome OS, the Chrome operating system, is that they realized most of us use our computers to get online. We're shopping, we're watching, you're emailing, you're chatting with the grandkids. You're doing a lot of that multimedia online content. So Google said, we want to come out with a computer that's great for that. That's what the speed was. But they also want to make it very simple. So now you have access to all the Google apps, and I'll show you that in a second, all the apps that are available. The third thing is they want to make this very secure, because when you get online, you're worried about viruses. What's the funny true story about this is that Google said, we have this amazing operating system, the Chrome operating system. And they said anybody who can get and gain access to the Chrome operating system, they actually made it a challenge. They were gonna give that person a reward. It took one person only got in after 3 years of trying. It was incredible. One person in 3 years was able to get it. They now hired that person. That person works for Google Security. That's the type of technology you have in here, because you don't have to worry about viruses anymore. It's virus-free, it's Trojan-free, it's malware-free. It is just free to be fun. But it's also designed to be faster. Because normally when you buy a computer, 2-3 years down the road, it starts to get slow on you. Something happens, you're downloading stuff in the background, your computer gets slow. Well, this one, every time you turn it on, Google's making sure you have the latest in all the updates, and this happens automatically in the background. I'm gonna show you a quick little demo. As we're watching Tina right now, we're doing live stream, I just backed it up about an hour. I'm gonna close this and put it to sleep. Then I'm gonna open it back up and wake itself back up again. We're back at the same part. We're watching the video again. There's no delay, there's no hourglass, there's no hesitation. It instantly comes back on. Now, Guy, when I used to do this demo, when Google first came out with their operating system about 5 years ago, that took about 10 seconds to do it. But now when you close it, and then you wake it back up, it's less than a second.
That's awesome.
Because as you use your Chromebook, the more you use it, the faster it becomes. Completely different than anything else we've ever expected. Because normally as we use our computers with age, they start to slow down. This one keeps updating itself, making it faster for you. And Google jokes around, it takes you longer to tie your shoes than it will be to turn on your Chromebook. But because this is engineered to use barely any resources, like the power that's in here is incredible. But Guy, now we have a 10-hour battery life. Because you don't have this massive hard drive that has a motor that's spinning. It's all solid state on the inside, so a very thin hard drive. You don't have to worry about these the different components of different screen. We're using different screen technology to make it more energy efficient for you too. Most computers, you're lucky to get 2 hours of battery, maybe 3. This is up to 10 hours of battery, and a lot of it has to do with that Chrome operating system. And then when you still tip it forward, we have all the traditional keys, the full-size keyboard when you measure from the Q to the bracket. You've got your touchpad down below, very easy to be able to access everything. When you switch it on over to one side, you've got, this is a new type of connection called the USB Type-C. A lot of Samsung, GoPro, a lot of devices are starting to use that. That's a one port for you. Here's an HDMI, so you can plug this in to your television. Now this becomes your entertainment hub to your TV. There's another USB port. And guy, this also has an SD card that comes with it too. So now you can add more room to it if you want to as well. When you spin it on over to the other side, we even have an additional USB port that's on there. All the connectivity, but the whole thing itself, it only weighs 3.3 pounds with a 10-hour battery life. When you think about mobility, that is the key that's going to be more enjoyable.
And a reason a lot of people's computers are heavy is because there's they have to put a bigger battery, and their batteries are very heavy. Not to mention all the fans and the belts and all those things. You know, if you turn a computer on and it goes, that's actually the fan cooling it down, because it takes that to keep the thing cool. Many of you have had a laptop, you put it on your lap where, you know, it's supposed to be, and it gets hot. That's the battery. That's the battery trying to run that processor and everything. This has solid state drive, so you won't have to deal with that. I want to really quickly show what we call the if purchased separately, because it's important that you see this. Our price is the lowest price anywhere just for the computer. All right, if you wanted to buy this computer anywhere else, the lowest price we found was $261. We're giving you the Clear Checkbook Premium service. These are lots of bonuses, the Groker service, the 1 year of tech support. We give you a photo thing. We give you all this great stuff and a card. It's $468. If you buy it today, it's about half that price at $249. Now, here's another whistle that we love. If you want to pay this off over time, we have that option with a thing called FlexPay, and you see it over there in the screen, right there in the blue bar right there. What that means is that you're only going to pay $41.67 plus tax, because there's no shipping. Sometimes you get shipping, it's like $8, $9 on something like this. It's ridiculous, but you don't get that today. It's free shipping. So you're gonna pay about 40, with your tax, probably maybe, I don't know, maybe 48, 49, 50 bucks, whatever. And you only pay the tax on the first one, right? And then the other ones are gonna be that 41.67. So we give you the computer and you just pay it off. There's no interest or fees. You just pay it off in the time that we give you. That's what FlexPay is, right? It's a great deal, and it allows you to take this on a 30-day test drive. And I am telling you, with all certainty, you will not be returning this. You will love it, because basically you're getting the features that you would get in a $1,000 or more computer.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Which trust me, I have. You know what the battery life of my computer is? And don't get me wrong, I love my computer, but one of the things I don't love about it, it's less than 2 hours.
Right.
And I can't leave that thing on my lap for more than 10 minutes because it gets hot.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Right, and it's got a lot of things I don't even really need or utilize. So if you would love to have a computer for every day, one that you can still do your business stuff with, but that's ideal too for doing your home organization, your paying your bills, your banking, your shopping, all that great stuff. This is the computer for you. And remember, you're never gonna have to bring this to the computer store and say, oh, this thing has got a virus. It doesn't happen with
virus
these.
Free.
That's one of the biggest reasons I spent over $1,000 on mine, is because I heard virus free, and I didn't want to be messing with that.
Well, we all know how bad it is. You get a virus, you lose your photos, you get a virus, steals your identity.
You gotta bring it to the guy.
Yeah, and you pay a lot of money to be able to get that stuff.
And it takes a week to fix it.
I know, you have to leave it there. With this one, the reason why it's such a virus-free environment is that, you know, Google has designed this to be extremely secure. However, there's also something called the Google Play Store. Have you ever used that before? The same Play Store that's on your phones and on your tablets. So what happens is, I'm gonna jump into my system here and show you the cool setup this computer has. Let me minimize everything for you just to make it a little bit easier to see. You can see I've got a lot of different things up and running. It can run multiple programs, no problems whatsoever. But then across the bottom, as soon as I tap on this, it brings up my little start bar. And this has all really the most recent apps. I was on YouTube, I was on the Play Store, I was on Netflix. I click it again, and it really opens up all the different apps that I've downloaded. And the great thing about this is that with the amount of space you have, you can truly download thousands and thousands of apps if you want to. But when you access the Google Play Store, there it is right there. Google created this operating system to be extremely familiar to what we're used to seeing. So now, as I go full screen, these are the things, Guy, that normally we only play on our tablets and on our our phone. Whether it's Clash of Clans, whether it's Temple Run, whether it's Instagram and Facebook, and there's Heyday, there's all this stuff. This is normally reserved for a 3-inch screen, not a 14-inch computer. And the reason why Google wanted to make sure you had access to this is because there are over 2 million apps and games and books and magazines, all that stuff that we have loved, but on top of that, we now want to love it on our bigger screen. Now, the other cool thing about this too is that this has access to even additional apps. So you might say, well, I use Office type programs. I use Word documentation. I want to have that. Well, there's also these 3 programs that are already pre-installed. Now, this is just one of a couple, but one of them is called Google Docs. This is your word processing. The next one is Google Sheets. That, you're not paying for these, by the way. It's already included. Google Sheets is your spreadsheet type program. And then you have Google Slides. That right there, those 3, those are your Office programs. You don't have to pay extra for that. That's including. But then on top of that, guy, there's even more. There's Google Photos, which I want to talk about for a second, because that is really wild. And Google Photos, what you can do with this one is, a lot of us take a lot of pictures with our cell phone. But what happens is, with your cell phone, you run out of space. So now what Google Photos has done, you download this to your computer, you download this to your cell phone. Every picture that you take on your cell phone automatically shows up on your computer. You don't have to figure out, how do I plug from one to the next? It's already on there. And then on top of that, guy, every picture you take with your Google cell phone or Google Photos account, it's unlimited storage.
Yeah.
You don't run out of room.
See, a lot of us pay over $1,000 to have a computer that does that with our phone. You know what I'm talking about. And it's Apple products, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's really expensive. For most people out there, dropping $1,200 or $1,300 on a computer, on a MacBook Pro or whatever it is, it's just not happening because of, because it's, you don't got the money to do that. But with this, you are kicking it. By the way, the free shipping and handling saves you $12.50 today. So that's another, every little bit matters. When you're only paying $41 and change per month, to save another $12 or $13 is a great deal. I know the reason I love it, Joe, is I love the whole cachet of Lenovo. I think, they're the company that stands behind this product, and they really, there's a reason they're the #1 manufacturer. There's a reason why their return rate is so low. People love the way it works. They love the feel of it. It has almost like tablet weight at only about 3 pounds, yet at the same time it does so much. It is beautiful. When you close it up, this will easily fit into a backpack. This will fit into a handbag, ladies, if you want to carry it with you. I love the little chrome insignia right there. So it'll also go into anywhere. I mean, anywhere you want to take it, but you can take it to the gym. This could be your computer that actually is portable. I think the problem a lot of people have with their computer, Joe, is that it's not really very portable. It's either heavy or they're worried about it losing power. When you have a 10-hour battery life, you can take that pretty much on any flight and never have to worry about charging your computer. That's a really good deal as well, because I always worry about that with my computer. It's like less than 2 hours. So if I'm streaming or if I'm watching a movie or whatever, I know I'm gonna have to charge that thing sometime during the movie. With this, you don't have to do that. Well, Joe's standing over the side. He's gonna give you a little idea of, is that our monitor coming up too?
That's a monitor coming up too. Ooh. And the great thing about this, the Chromebook is so powerful, it actually can not only support this screen, it can support this one. And this, if you wanna turn your laptop into a desktop type experience, and a lot of us do this, I do this at home, now I can take that experience and